And it raises the question, how did people get involved in this in the first place? I mean, how do you have a situation where 640,000 people lost their homes in a 3-year period?
Okay. Do you want to say something?
That's a lot the economy, and that's a lot the economy and the housing prices that have just
But then if you can't blame people, I mean the economy, for people signing their names to loans that people now say didn't make sense in the first place.
A lot of the people that I see who are losing their homes and for getting foreclosures and things can't make the payments because they've lost their jobs. If they were earning the income they were earning 3 years ago, they wouldn't be being foreclosed. They would be able to make those payments.
Even though they're
not all of them.
I mean, a lot
there
of
are
these
a lot
loans
of loans
were sort of predatory loans in the first place.
There's a lot of those, but
people,
there's a lot that are not.
Banks put people into loans that they shouldn't have been put into in the first place. Even if they had proper credit and they were deserving of a fixed rate 30-year loan, they were put into adjustable rate mortgages where it could increase, the interest rate can increase and reset. And so that's what we see a lot of.
And people didn't know?
People didn't understand.
They
were
steered into these by brokers who were incentivized to put them into these high-cost loans.
I mean, the teaser of that low interest rate.
Yes, but is it... It seems to me that's a reflection on a lot of homeowners, and should we go that far to say people didn't understand, they were put into something? Aren't we talking about people who are intelligent? We're talking about 640,000 people, or at least 100,000 people?
I always go wild when people want to blame the homeowners because the banks are so culpable in this. I mean, there's plenty of blame to spread around. When you look at why all of this happened, I mean, there are the banks, there are the ratings agencies, there are the homeowners who really stuck their necks out. I mean, and it goes on and on. There's the deregulation that happened. But in my mind, as a realtor working, I saw these banks totally suspend any underwriting guidelines. They were making loans that they knew the homeowner could never expect to repay. They knew it the day the loan was closed.
And there wasn't any regulatory agency
There was
whatsoever.
none, but the banks did it. And the way I see it, the banks are culpable for 3 things. One, making the bad loans, which just made the bubble, it's cyclical anyway, but it made it just an impossibly big bubble. Then they have failed to modify loans that, for people who could really sustain home ownership. And then they undermined the rule of law by doing fraudulent foreclosures and all this robo-signing business. So I mean, the banks are these really, they have been really culpable in 3 ways. And so when you look at the homeowner, I mean, I think that there was a lot, in my perception, there was a lot of kind of mob psychology. Everybody was buying a home, and people got a sense of safety from the fact that they're, everybody else they knew in their same income bracket was getting a home. And I think that there was
refinancing their homes to take money out.
Right, and the home values were going up and up. And I think that for many homeowners, there was a real innocence about it. Yeah, they weren't entirely smart, but I think that, they all took assurance from what was going on in the environment.
Okay, now,
let me respond as a homeowner.
Yes, I'm about I was going to turn to you to say that you're a smart person.
Okay.
So,
First of all, I think I'm going to do my own show, and I'm going to get my packet, and I'm going to sit there and read it. And because I think attorneys, realtors themselves do not know, judges do not know all of the stuff that's in those loan papers. I was in court and the judge yelled at me like he was crazy, which of course I had to accept because I didn't want him to send my home.
So why was
I'm not
he
leaving my
at
home.
You? Why was he yelling at you?
It was the same kind of thing.
That it was your fault.
Yeah, actually it was one of the documents, but actually the document that was on the web, on the trustee's site, it was already filled out. And so when I just copied it, I made a mistake. But at any rate, so I had to calm him down though, But, I want to tell people out there, you know what, homeowners, it was set up for us to fail. So don't you feel bad about it. I think it does, particularly black and brown homeowners have a lot of shame That is the church upbringing. You know, oh, you know, I'm going to go quietly into the night. Do not go quietly into that dark night. Stand up for your home. Together we will win. Together we will win.